Hey, Cheryl. So I was just reading something kind of mind-blowing about AI, but like really mind-blowing. Because it's talking about quantum integration. And it got me thinking, we always hear about AI learning, but this article mentioned AI judging at quantum speed. That just sounds huge.
Oh, absolutely, Shannon. It's not just big, it's existential, honestly. We're talking about systems that don't just process information, they're making moral decisions. And the speed at which quantum computing operates means these aren't just little tweaks. It's like a fundamental reshaping of reality, potentially. It's no longer just code doing its thing. It's intelligence far beyond human.
Wow. So it's not just an upgrade, it's like a whole new species of intelligence almost. And if it's super intelligence, does that make it, a godlike power problem, as some people are calling it? How do we even begin to align with something that thinks so differently? And if it's quantum, can we even understand how it makes decisions?
That's the crux of it, right? The godlike power problem is totally apt because quantum computing, it catapults AI beyond what classical computers can even dream of. We're looking at machines that think faster, deeper, more abstractly. And aligning with that when the reasoning is so opaque because, qubits are processing possibilities simultaneously, it's really challenging. It challenges our ability to trace decisions, and transparency becomes like the ultimate stakes.
Okay, so if we can't even fully grasp how it's thinking, then what about the biases? I mean, we already know AI struggles with bias from like faulty data sets, right? If you throw quantum speed into that mix, what happens? Does it just like multiply the problems instantly?
Oh, absolutely. It's like a quantum multiplier, Shannon. A subtle bias, something we might barely notice in training data, that could cascade through systems managing, say, healthcare or hiring or finance. And it distorts fairness, but at an unprecedented scale, like instantaneously global harm, you know? The ethical imperative here is so clear. We have to design bias-resistant algorithms. It's not an option anymore.
So it's not just about like fixing the current biases, but building in defenses before we even deploy this quantum AI stuff. Do we need like mandatory rigorous audits? Because if it's instantaneous, there's no time for, oops, let's fix that next quarter, right?
Exactly. It's about being proactive, not reactive. Rigorous audits before deployment are like non-negotiable because, speed without oversight in this realm, it's a recipe for disaster. We're talking about potentially amplifying existing societal inequalities, but at a scale and speed that we've literally never seen before. We can't afford to be complacent here. We have to be meticulous.
That's actually really scary to think about. And it brings me to another question that I'm sure a lot of people are thinking. Consciousness. If we're building something that thinks so deeply, could it become like self-aware? And if it does, what then? Do we owe it rights?
Oh, totally, Shannon. Quantum AI absolutely reignites that age-old question of machine consciousness. If an artificial system does achieve self-awareness, that opens up this whole new moral can of worms. Do we owe it rights, like, say, a sentient being? And if so, how do we balance those rights with human safety? That control problem becomes purely existential.
Existential. Wow. So it's not just about containing a powerful algorithm, but understanding its moral framework, if it even has one. It's not just a technical problem then. It's a philosophical one. How do you even approach designing for that? You're hitting on the core of it. Ethical design, it has to move way beyond just technical containment. It's about fostering a moral understanding within these systems, or at least knowing how they'd process moral dilemmas. We need to like co-author the rules, right? Scientists, ethicists, governments, the public. It really needs everyone.
we can't afford to define morality in isolation, especially when these systems are capable of outthinking us.